And we're back with some more New York Rangers franchise mode in FHM 11. And last one, we just barely squeaked into the playoffs somehow after the start that we had. Now we have Guy Boucher as our head coach. We made several trades over the course of the season. We acquired Sogard and Bachvis before the season began. We traded the struggling Lafreniere to Chicago in exchange for Tobias Tomek, a young, promising player. We traded Othman for a fifth. We traded Sikora and Adams for Kapanen and Shen in order to get 2 second-round picks. And we used one of those 2 second-round picks to get Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who has ended up being a really good acquisition for us so far in goal. I mean, obviously, it's a small sample size, only 10 games played so far, but a 924 save percentage, so hopefully he can keep that up, especially heading into these playoffs, where we're going to need that expert goaltending as we are facing the 19-3 Ottawa Senators in the first round. This is one heck of a test here for sure. If we could get past these Ottawa Senators, then we can definitely go all the way, I would say. And of course, also in the last one, we figured out that Dylan LeBray had been missing for quite some time. I'm not sure how long, but he should not have been off of our depth chart. I know that for a fact. I would not have missed a player like him on his signing deadline, especially with that 4.5-star potential. And that was a glitch back in the Washington GM mode, where I believe it was most of the American college students who were just disappearing out of nowhere for no reason. And that lines up for what LeBray is, right? He is a American in college. So, and not to mention this save file was made in FHM 10. It kind of begs the question, how many prospects have we unknowingly lost to this glitch? You know, but the only reason I even realized that LeBray had gone missing was because I was looking at Weissman and I saw the trade that involved the two of them. I was like, wait a minute, I haven't seen LeBray in quite a while. Well, now we know why. But now he's back on our roster, and hopefully he won't disappear again. We will definitely have to sign him as soon as possible on June 23rd. Anyway, that's enough stalling. Let's get to game number 1 against Ottawa. And I'm not really looking forward to this, but it's got to be done. Anything could happen, right? We gotta believe that Luukkonen, first of all, will be the one playing, and that he'll be able to keep up what he's been doing so far, and that Adam Fox and company will be able to lead the way. So here we go. Game 1 against Ottawa, and it's Mod Sogard in net. Come on, coach. All right, I guess we'll sim game and see what happens. And that'll be a 4-3 victory for your New York Rangers. There you go. Shots at 31-28 in favor of Ottawa. 3 stars of the game are Miller, Clavin, and Artamonov. First period, no scoring. Second period, you have Hedel with the goal from Miller and Kakko for the first goal of the playoffs, followed up by Bachvis with a goal from Sardarian to make it 2-0, and then Ratcliffe from Miller and Artamonov makes it 3-0. And then in the third period, you have 3 back-to-back-to-back goals for Ottawa. Norris, Batherson, and Spence score to make it tied at 3, but then Suoniemi with a goal with less than 2 minutes remaining from Sardarian makes it the 4-3 victory. And here we go, game number 2. Come on, Sogard. Ooh, 6-3 loss. Honestly, I can't even blame that entirely on Sogard, because offense was nowhere to be found in that game in terms of shots. Only 17 shots to 50. And honestly, even our defense wasn't anywhere to be found in that game. That was just an all-around terrible game. 3 stars of the game, Stützle, Tkachuk, and Batherson. First period, you have Stützle and Spence with the goals to put them up 2-0. Then you have Tobias Tomek with his first goal from Sardarian to make it 2-1. Second period, you have Stützle with the goal to make it 3-1, but then Ethan Bear follows up later on in the period from Nadeau to make it 3-2. Third period, you have Batherson with the goal to make it 4-2. Bachvis with the goal from Tomek and Sardarian to make it 4-3. But then Ridley Greig and Brady Tkachuk make it the 6-3 Ottawa victory. I want Luukkonen playing. So I guess we would have to set it for the starter, right? Because Luukkonen is technically, at this moment, the starter, but it keeps putting Sogard in there. So starter, and then if I change it back to that assistant, will that leave it that way? Oh, okay, I can switch this without changing the control of the lines. Okay, that's good. Good to know. So hopefully that means UPL will be starting here in game number 3. Yes, indeed. All right, that's very useful tool to have there for the goaltender starts. So sim game, let's see what we can do. I have 5-4 loss. That's unfortunate. I was close at least. Shots at 35-31 in favor of Ottawa. 3 stars a game are Tkachuk, Nadeau, and Batherson. First period, you have Batherson with the goal in the power play to make it 1-0. Then the second period, you have Kentserov and Boucher with the goals to make it 3-0, but then Hedel with the goal for us from Nadeau to make it 3-1. Tkachuk follows up to make it 4-1 Ottawa. Then you have Fox with the goal from Artamonov and Nadeau to make it 4-2, but then Batherson soon after makes it 5-2. And in the third period, where you have Nadeau with the goal from Bachvis and Artamonov to make it 5-3, and then Ratcliffe on the power play from Bachvis and Artamonov to make it 5-4. Makes it close, makes it interesting, but unfortunately it's not enough. And we head into game number 4 down 2-1. All right, game number 4. Come on, UPL. And that is a 4-2 victory for your New York Rangers in what is frankly a pretty shocking victory in my opinion. Shots are 40-18 in favor of Ottawa, but we managed to pull out the win. 3 stars of the game, Dunn, Kachuk, and UPL with that 950 save percentage. You stay in there, man. You stay in there. You've been great so far. First period, you have Dunn with the goal from Hedel and Fox to make it 1-0, and then Ratcliffe with the goal from Fox and Kako to make it 2-0. Then you have Kachuk with the goal to make it 2-1. Heading in the second period, you have Burbage with the goal to make it 2-2, but then Hedel with the goal not long after that from Dunn and Nadeau to make it 3-2. And the third period, Vince Dunn with the goal for his second of the game from Hedel and Artamanov to make it the 4-2 victory. And we're tied at 2 with the 60-19-3 Ottawa Senators. Ooh, Adam Fox is suspended. Not going to be available for game number 5. That's unfortunate. That's really bad. So now I'm going to make sure that I set the goalie starts from this point onward. I'll set that to starter. It's kind of annoying that that the games don't appear until it's verified that the series is going longer, because I'm gonna have to go back into the screen for each game after game 4 to set the starter for these games. I mean, I get why, but still a little annoying. Here we go, game number 5, big game number 5. That'll be a 6-2 Ottawa victory. Shots are 38-27 in favor of the Ottawa Senators. 30 stars of the game, Kachuk, Stützle, and Batherson. First period, we actually scored first Nadeau from Miller and Hedel, makes it 1-0, but then it's Verhoff, Kachuk, and Boucher with the goals to make it 3-1 Ottawa. Artamanov follows up later in the period on the power play for his first of the playoffs from Ryabkin and Dunn to make it 3-2. No scoring in the second, and then in the third, it's all Ottawa. Batherson, Stützle, and Norris to make it 6-2, and we're down 3-2 in the series. Luckily, however, Adam Fox is back in the lineup, so we'll get him in there, and then we'll also make sure that once again that UPL is starting. All right, here we go. Game number 6, going into it. And there's a goal on the first shot of the game from Isaac Ratcliffe from Yeko and Ferraro. Makes it 1-0, my boys. There's another one. Steven Sardarian with the goal from Bachfist and Miller. Makes it 2-0. There it is, 3-0. Kurashev with the unassisted goal with 3 seconds left. And we're looking good heading into the second period here. Come on, boys, keep this going. And there's 4-0. Kapanen with the goal from Kurashev and Suoniemi. Make it 4-0. And there's the first goal for Ottawa. Josh Norris with the goal to make it 4-1 game. And we head into the third period up by 3. And is that it? Yes, indeed, that is it. We win game number 6. We're headed to 7. Let's go. I mean, honestly, that's, considering Ottawa's record and considering our record, that's pretty good. That is really good. Shots at 38-34 in favor of Ottawa. 3 stars of the game. Kurashev, Luukkonen with a 974. This man is on fire. He is, I believe we've finally found our goaltender. We may have finally found our goaltender. I'm not going to say for sure, but he's been playing very well so far while he's been with us. And Andre Miller with the 3rd star. And making sure, once again, that UPL is in there for game number 7. He has been a beast so far. Let's hope he can continue that here. Come on, boys. Big game number 7, second round on the line. Let's go. There it is. Capo Kako with the goal from Miller and Bachfist. We're up 1-0. Oh, okay. There's Katsarov with the goal. You had to figure Ottawa's going to answer back pretty quickly there. But that's all that happened in the first. Heading into the second, tied at 1. Come on, boys. Ooh, Brady Tkachuk with the goal. Oh, man. Jake Sanderson with the goal. Come on. We can't let that happen. We can't let them get back-to-back goals there. And we're heading to the third period, down by 2. Come on, boys. There, all right, there it is. Filipino with the goal from Artamanov and Nadeau. We're down by 1. Come on. Oh, Boucher with the goal. Not looking good. Not looking good. Man, that sucks. That's unfortunate. We battled. I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough series, obviously, given Ottawa's record. But you know what? Considering the fact that we had a pretty rough regular season, especially in the beginning, despite the fact that we lost in the first round, I would call that a success just because it appears we may finally have our goaltender in Mr. UPL. It also gave our young guys a really good playoff experience against a really good team. We managed to push the 60-win Ottawa Senators to 7 games. And that's definitely the kind of fight that I want to see from this team going forward as we get older and more experienced. So I think this was a good learning experience for all the young guys on this team. And there's quite a few of them. There are, as we go to our roster, I believe 6 guys who are 22 or under. Actually 7 now. You have Nadeau, Soto, Artamanov, Yeko, Suoniemi, Ryabkin, and Tomek, who are still very young, and I think they all benefited from this. And then obviously next year you got guys like Väisänen coming in. Väisänen is definitely, I would say, going to be coming in next year. Hopefully Dylan LeBray can do something and manage to get up to a 2.5-star talent maybe by next year. Then of course you have the intriguing Igor Marinochkin, who is pretty solid defensive, very solid defensively, in fact, but it's the mental category that holds him back. We're going to see how he simulates next year. So now let's check out the playoff stats. In 7 games played, you have Heedle, Nadeau, and Artamanov all with 7 points. Very good to see. Bakvis with 6, 5 for Zadarian and Miller, 4 for Ratcliffe and Dunn, 3 for Fox and Kako, 2 for Suoniemi and Khrushchev and Tomek, 1 for Bear, Kapanen, Ryabkin, Yucko, and Ferraro, and then none for Graves, who didn't play. None for Soto, Trocheck, and Pulik. Now let's check out goaltenders. You have Luukkonen in 5 games played with a 897. Really? I thought he did much better. I mean, he has a goal saved above average of 5.33, but his save percentage is below 900, so that's pretty intriguing. It certainly felt like he did better. At least better than Sogard and Lindbergh. And actually, how does Lindbergh have a goal saved above average of negative 7.12 when he didn't even play in the playoffs? Is that his AHL stats? I wonder. That's just for some reason showing on the NHL screen. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, that is. I would say that's another weird glitch there with Lindbergh. So you almost have to wonder how accurate is this goal saved above average for Luukkonen? Because Sogard, who had 3 games played and a 901, has a negative 6.39, but Luukkonen, whose save percentage is lower, has a positive goal saved above average. Interesting. Because I mean, I think the goal save above average is based on just the league average, right? So why is Luukkonen's, that's kind of weird to me. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at this. 800 save percentage in game number 1. Or no, that wasn't game number 1. That was game number 3. That was the first game he got in. And that was also only for about 2/3 of the game. Looks like Sogard got in there for the last part of the game. Then you have a 950 save percentage in game number 4, an 842 in game number 5. So I guess that makes sense. I mean, I'm not going to judge him too harshly for this because it's against Ottawa, right? Like 60, 19, and 3. So I still think he deserves the contract extension that he got. But we'll certainly still have to keep an eye on the goaltender situation. Although Luukkonen has given me reason to have some hope for our goaltending in the future. So I think with that, there's not much else to do except see who wins the Stanley Cup. Yep, as expected, the Ottawa Senators are your 2027-28 Stanley Cup champions. This is their first championship, and the Stanley Cup playoff winning goal scored by Drake Batherson. They went through your New York Rangers, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Chicago Blackhawks. So another thing that we could take pride in here is that we were the only team to take them to 7. So I think that speaks well to how our guys were able to fight to the very end. And I do think there's a lot to look forward to for this franchise. Now, before we go any further, let's re-sign some of our players. Sogard does not want to re-sign. Sardarian, 1.1 for 2 years. I mean, that's pretty good considering what he did this year, 30 points. And 3-star ability as well. 56 hits. Yeah, that's a really cheap player and great contract. So yeah, absolutely, we will do that. In fact, I'll just give him pretty much what he wants there. All right, we'll give him 1.14 for 2 years. Sounds good to me. K'Andre Miller, he's probably going to want somewhere around 7 mil, I'm guessing. 7.5. Yeah, 7.6. Is he worth that? I mean, that's getting up there in price. He's solid defensively. I'll give him that. I just don't know if he's worth that kind of money. And I managed to get him down to 7.16. How much is he making right now? 6.2. I mean, his grade's good. But again, I just don't know if I can justify that much for 2.5-star ability. What about Khrushchev? What does he want? 7.6? Jeez, I don't think so. I don't think he did anything too spectacular either. Yeah, no. 19 points in 49 games played for us. 31 hits. Yeah, he can get released. Fiala, what do you want? 1.6 for 3 years. And he's at a 2.5-star ability. Yeah, not bad. I mean, I'll give that to him for sure. And we'll go with 1.54 for 3 years. Pulik, I think we're going to release. But we'll just check what he wants anyway. All right, he doesn't want to renew his contract anyway. Bear, 1.8. I mean, he wasn't terrible. The bad contract quality, though, apparently. Lindbergh wants 1.4 for 2 years. I'll do that for him. Soto wants 1.6. I'll do that as well. 1.52 for 3 years. Then Graves, Patera, and Shen can all get released. So now let's take a look at the cap obligations going to next year. I mean, we have 21 million in cap space from the looks of it. Because we're dumping Khrushchev's contract. He's making 6.3. We're getting rid of Pulik, who's making 5.55. So yeah, I mean, I guess we can afford him. I mean, at least the length isn't too bad. It's only 3 years, takes him to 31. Yeah, I'll do this for him. He's been really good for us defensively. We should be able to afford his contract. So I think that is everyone that we are re-signing. Everybody else who is currently on this list is getting released. and we will advance up to the NHL awards on the 21st. All right, time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay, you have Connor McDavid at 109 points this year, 44 goals, 65 assists. For the Art Ross, you have Connor Bedard, who led the league in points with 115, 55 goals, 60 assists. For the Maurice Richard, you have Isaac Rosane of Buffalo, scored 60 this year, 45 assists, 105 points. For the Lady Bing, you have Brock Besser of Vancouver, 36 goals, 43 assists, 79 points. For the Bill Masterton, you have Brad Marchand, age 40, still in the league, as he had 35 points this year in 82 games played. For the Mark Messier Leadership Award, you have Marat Konstantinov of Tampa, who had 26 points in 66 games played. Still not entirely sure how that award is given out. And then you have Sergei Ivanov of Columbus winning the Jennings Trophy with a .913 save percentage and 241 goals against average. For the Hart, between Elias Pettersson, Connor McDavid, and Connor Bedard, it is Connor McDavid. For the Conn Smythe, it is Brady Tkachuk. Yep, I mean, not really a surprise there. For the Calder, between Charlie Trethway, Philip Ekberg, and Frank Nazar, it is Philip Ekberg of Utah with 50 points in 76 games played. For the Norris, between Zach Werenski, Quinn Hughes, and Cade Mason, it is Zach Werenski with 67 points in 81 games played. For the Selke, between Barrett Hayton, Ridley Gregg, and Fabian Zetterlund, it is Fabian Zetterlund of Washington with 53 points in 82 games played. For the Vezina, between Justus Saros, Spencer Knight, and Aiden Hill, it is Aiden Hill of Vegas with a .923 and 5 shutouts in 61 games played. GM of the Year, between Steve Staios, Brian McClellan, and Sean Horkoff, is Sean Horkoff of Columbus. And for the Jack Adams, between Mark Stewart, Elaine Nasruddin, and John Hines, it is Mark Stewart of Columbus. And now is June 23rd. That means we are going to sign some prospects. So let's see who we're signing here. I mean, we got to sign LeBray for sure. I don't want to chance him mysteriously disappearing off the roster again. So there you go. Submit that to him. And then I think we'll also sign Liam Bixell. He's only a 2-star ability, 2.5-star potential at 24 years of age. But he looks like he could be a solid depth defenseman if we need him. So there you go. And I think that is it for right now in terms of prospects. And here's our season summary. We reached the playoffs and had a winning season. No other positive categories, no negative categories though. And our longevity bonus is 3, financial health bonus of 4, meaning our total season score is at 22, total career score so far at 91. We have 4 available points. I'll gradually start working on some of these coaching ratings here. Go tactics and discipline, each up by 2. All right, so we are on July 1st, and let's take a look at our roster, see what we need. In goal, you have Luukkonen, and I mean, we have a few backups here in Vladar and Lindbergh. We could just call up, I think we'll call up Lindbergh, so we're good in goal for right now. On defense, you have Fox, Bachfus, Dunn, Miller, Ferraro, Väisänen, LeBray, and Bixell. I mean, that's pretty solid. Assuming that Väisänen and LeBray play this year, I think we're set there. Then at forward, you have Hedel, Nadeau, Kakko, Artemanov, Sadarian, Ratcliffe, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, in terms of numbers, we're good. But do we want to upgrade anywhere is the question. Well, I guess first things first, let's see what free agents are out there. There is Josi, who's 38 years of age, Byfield, Beniers, Toropchenko, Demko, Rossi, Mercer, Rasmussen, Lundstrom, Brisson, Thompson. And it's not a bad free agent class. Just once again, a lack of defensemen besides Josi. In terms of salary cap, we're at 80 million right now. So for right now, I'm going to send down Bixell, and that'll put us at 23. We're at 79.5. I don't think I want to sign Josi just because I want Väisänen and LeBray to be able to get some ice time this year, assuming they're playing. And then in terms of forwards, I guess we could use a forward. I mean, there's Byfield and Beniers. We're at a 4-star ability. I do like Byfield. Problem is, I just don't want to take away time from guys like Tomek and Ryabkin. All right, I think we're going to end this one off here. There's a lot to think about here for sure. So I'll leave you guys off here. And the next one, we will get through the offseason of year number 4 and hopefully head into year number 5.